2015 Toyota RAV4. Woo! It's got 168,000 miles. What's up, guys? Welcome to the channel. My name is Nelson. So guys, today I have some bad news, and from bad it just goes to worse. And honestly, I don't even know where to start. How do you turn this AC stuff on, because it is hot? All right. So now that I'm getting older, I'm starting to notice is, you know, when I was in school, I was really popular, kind of. A lot of friends. I was hanging out with everyone, so I hung out with all the Mexican kids, with you know, all the jocks, all the white kids, all the white girls. It didn't matter who it was, what it was. I wanted to be in the middle of everything. I knew everyone. I knew all the freshmen, juniors, sophomores, and seniors. Especially my senior year, I knew everybody. And what has happened just a few days ago is one of my friends got into a car accident and he died. And he was younger than me. He is 28, and I'm not going to go into too much detail. I actually shouldn't have told you how old he was. I don't know if that really matters, because, you know, it just happened. And it just goes to show you everything that I'm telling you guys about how to drive, telling you guys to go slow. And some people are commenting, that's a bad thing, don't go slow, blah, 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 this and that. He literally, I'm not going to say too much, but I will say this is just my opinion, that he was driving too fast. If he would have just slowed down, followed the rules of the road, he broke the rules of the road, and that's ultimately why he is no longer with us in this earth. He was in a 2-lane road, so cars are going this way and then the other lane is going that way. They're going opposite ends. He was behind someone that was going slow, so he wanted to go faster. He turned into the opposite lane illegally. It was a double solid line in the middle. That means you cannot cross that. And what that means, what the solid lines are trying to tell you, is that don't do it, because you're in a dangerous spot to swerve or to change, to do that. There are certain spots where you can do it and where you cannot do it. And the roads are specifically designed this way to keep you alive. But when you break those rules, that's what can possibly that's what can possibly happen. Jesus, I can't talk today. Today has just been rough. It just goes from bad to worse. We just lost our second son today. We were pregnant again, me and my girl, and we just lost our son again. Happened last week. And, you know, I kind of stopped posting for a little bit. I had to take a break, take some time, and it's just like, bam, today's Monday, so you're gonna be seeing this video on Tuesday, and it's just like I'm back to work, trying to get back to my groove. Got plenty of stuff to do. I'm sweating over here. It was like 93 degrees today, and then out of nowhere I just hear that one of my friends has now passed away. And it's very sad, because if he would have just followed the rules of the road, I think everything would have been fine. But let me tell you something about the rules of the road, and just the rules in general. They're set to protect us. We follow those rules for maybe about a year, especially in driving. You know, your first year of driving, you're super cautious, both hands on the wheel, seat belt on. You know, you're like super in the zone. After about a year of driving, people start to do different things. They start to drive different. They'll go faster, they'll go slower, they don't follow the rules. These are simple rules that will help us, because these cars are dangerous. He was going way over the speed limit, trying to pass up another person when he shouldn't have been doing that. And all the time when I'm driving, someone will cut me off hard. Someone did that to me the other day, and I was like, that was highly illegal. I was like, you shouldn't have done that, but he still did it. People do it all the time when they shouldn't. I don't know if because he thinks he can get away with it, which you can get away with running stop signs and doing these things, but you can get away with it until you cannot get away with it. And I'm not sure if that makes sense. It's basically, it's like learning a lesson. You don't learn the lesson until you learn the lesson. So it doesn't matter how much times you have to make the same mistake. It's when the mistake is made and the lesson is learned. And I'm not even sure if I'm describing it correctly. It's, for example, I got a ticket literally just a couple months ago. I think in the very beginning of this year. It took me 4 months to fix that ticket. I didn't pay $1, but I got into some serious trouble with the law. I was scared. The ticket shows up, $500. I'm just like, holy poop. I don't have $500. I gotta fight this ticket. I got no choice. I gotta fight the ticket. What had happened, I was driving a dealer car. The car does not have plates. I was getting pulled over. I was less than a block away from my house, less than 10 seconds. So I did not pull over when he wanted me to, when he told me to. I did not listen to his authority. And he called for backup. And then those 10 seconds, I was surrounded by cops, and it was a giant thing. And the cop, he even told me, man, all you had to do was pull over when we put our lights on, and you would have avoided all this. I was handcuffed on the floor. I felt, you know, everything. Felt discriminated, felt ashamed. All these different mixed feelings, and now I got a $500 ticket. And the guy says, all you had to do was stop. But I also did do the right thing, kind of, because the car that I was driving was my mom's car. And my girlfriend's car had just broken down that night. So it was like 2 in the morning. I got off of work at 2 in the morning. Okay? So I was working like 14, 15 hours that day. Because my girlfriend's car was broken down. She had to go to work the next day. So there was a lot going on, and then this happened. So I said, I'm really close. I know I don't have a dealer plate. Oh, I didn't even know there was a stop here. Because I already knew if I did just right away pull over, they were going to threaten to tow the car away because I didn't have any registration for it, because the car had no plates, and I could not prove that it was insured. So right away they were going to be threatening me to tow my vehicle when I knew the vehicle was insured. I knew the vehicle had plates. I knew the vehicle had everything. But in order to prove that to them, I had to get them 1 block further. And that 1 block further almost cost me $500. And I remember when I went to the judge and I told him, I learned my lesson. The lesson is learned. Next time I get pulled over, I pull over right away. I told him that, you know, I made up a bunch of excuses, but I told him that I learned the lesson. I don't have to pay $500 in a ticket, basically money that I don't have. Of course they have payment plans. You know, they're gonna take my money either way. But I told him, I can learn this lesson without having to pay this much. I told him, please, you have to give me a break. And you know what? He did give me a break. I don't know what he saw or what this or what that, but he gave me a break. And 4 months later, after a lot of stress, after a lot of worry, after a lot of, you know, right after getting that ticket, just work, so I can get the money after paying all my bills to pay for that ticket. It's tough for me to talk about this stuff right now. When I lost my first son, we actually named him, his name was August because he was supposed to be born in August. And he has my middle name. His name is August Nelson. And, you know, I feel so awesome. I can't really, you know, I'm just really grateful because now I have someone watching over me. And I'm going to be out here on these roads every single day, and I'm going to be taking care of myself too. But I know when things are out of my control that I have someone there to watch over me. And now that I have lost my second son, it's just, you know, it's just hard to bring that stuff up. It's just tough. I gotta stop talking about it. I'm gonna start crying over here. And the world has just lost an amazing person today, a young person, and I think it could have been avoided by just having some patience, driving a little bit slower. You know, I'm not a very, you see the way I talk, I'm not super educated. I don't try to be either. I just want to be me. The channel is all about me, the cars, the way I drive them. I drive very safely. I'm not going to tell you I drive the best. I'm not the worst driver, but I'm definitely one of the safest drivers. I know where I'm at all times. And yeah, that's it. I just try to drive I try to go to A to B without killing myself or killing anyone else. That's like my #1 goal. Doesn't matter if I'm driving Turlock to Sacramento. It doesn't matter if I'm driving Turlock to another state. Doesn't matter if I'm driving, you know, to the grocery store. 2-minute drive. Safety, safety, safety. It's the way I raise my son. I teach my son about safety. I teach him about respect. I teach him, you know, these things that are gonna, hopefully, when it comes down to his choices and what choices he has to make, he makes the correct choices. There's no need to be driving while you're on the phone. There's no need to be speeding on the road. There's no need to be flipping the bird to anyone or road raging. We're all just normal people trying to get somewhere. Let's just get there. And I wanted to do this test drive during the night time because, you know, it's just like that. And I'm all tongue-tied. It's just been so crazy this last 2-3 weeks. So tired and really tired of it. I don't know, just feeling a little lost. My biggest strengths is my capability to learn from seeing things and from hearing about things. For example, the story I just told you earlier about my friend who just passed away because he just, for some reason, did not have the patience or was not paying attention. He swerved right in front of a semi-truck and that ended up taking his life. I can learn something from that. Next time I'm driving on a road like that, similar, and there's someone slow going in front of me, instead of me trying to pass them, I'm just gonna slow down even slower. We're still gonna get to where we have to get to, just not as fast. And if you get into a car accident, it's gonna slow you down hours. If you get a ticket, it's gonna slow you down, or if you get pulled over, it's gonna slow you down at least half an hour. The police, they take their time when they write these tickets. They make sure they know exactly who they're dealing with. They grab your ID, they run it, they check your background, make sure you don't got no felonies, no warrants out for your arrest. All this stuff takes time, and they take their time. You can take your time too. Guys, love you, appreciate you. Like, comment. You guys stay safe. See you next time.